So you guys, it's currently 2:45 a.m. and I decided to film a story time video. This is gonna be a good one because I'm telling you about the time that somebody robbed my car. So no, this is not clickbait because it actually did happen. Literally, somebody robbed my car. So I live in Egypt, and when you hear these stories, you know, it's completely normal because we just had a revolution. But this happened before the revolution, like 3 or 4 years before the revolution. So this goes to show that this stuff can happen at any place at any time. So watch out. So I was around 8, which means my brother was around 10. And we have this beach house that's an hour away from our normal house, like the house we're living in right now. And we were just, for the weekend, we went to the beach house and we took with us everything we had, like everything that we normally use, like our phones, our laptops. And back then it was like MP3 players, iPods, a lot like money, and yeah, things like that. So we're coming back and we have all that in the car because like it's an hour away, so we were all like using this stuff to entertain us while we were coming back. And we went straight from our beach house to our doctor in the city we live in right now. So we went to this doctor for like some reason, I don't even know now, like a checkup or something. So we went, had our checkup, all 3 of us, and then my mom was paying, you know, after you go to the doctors, you like go to this desk and you pay or do another appointment. I really don't know what happens there. And my brother and I were just, you know, standing next to her. And all of a sudden, these 3 guys open the door, like push open the door of the doctor's office, and these 2 guys are holding this guy in the middle that looks like really like messed up. I don't know what was wrong with him, but he was like, okay, he was messed up. And one of the guys was holding like this black plastic bag. So the 2 guys were screaming, like the 2 guys that were holding the guy were screaming, "Madame, Madame!" which means like, "Madam, Madam." And then we were just staring like what is happening? And then he's like, "Madame, Madame!" And then we realized that he was talking to my mom. So my mom was like, "Yeah? Like, what is the issue over here?" And the 2 guys said, "This guy just robbed your car, and this is the stuff that was in your car." And it was like the black plastic bag. And he said, "So just check if everything is in there." And so my mom ran out with the 3 other guys to check what was happening. And she told me and my brother and I, she told my brother and I to stay inside the doctor's office, but the doctor's office has like a glass, like the whole door is glass, so you could see outside. So my mom was crying as she was going down, so I started crying really badly. And then there were these people, like a whole bunch of them, that I didn't even know, and they were all like wearing that, you know, that black thing that you can only see their eyes. They were all wearing that thing, and they were like, come, don't worry, it's all gonna be okay. And like, I didn't know them, and they made me sit next to them, and they were like hugging me, and I really didn't know them, and I was confused, and I was like, what is happening? I was so confused. So it turns out that that guy that robbed our car got a huge rock from the floor and hit it at our window, so it broke, and then he just went in there and took everything and then started running away. But he was kind of an idiot because there were so many policemen around them that all they had to do was just run a bit and they caught him. So it was kind of stupid of them. So at that point, we called my driver, and my driver isn't like a normal driver that just, you know, takes you around. No, he's like huge, and like he's kind of like a security guard, but he's not really like, he's not a normal driver. We use him for a lot more. We use him for security as well. So he came with his car, like speeding. He came with his car. Well, I don't know if he was speeding, but he came quickly with his car, and he went to the guy. And because one of the things that was in the bag that the guy had was a phone. So he went to the guy and took the guy's phone and said, "Would you like this to happen to your phone?" And then he was on the stairs, so on the railing, he just crushed the phone on the railing, and the phone was completely crushed, like everything was broken. 2 guys held up the guy who robbed us against the wall, and my driver kept punching him, and the guy was like bleeding from his nose everywhere. He was just bleeding, but he couldn't feel any of it because he was drunk. And that's why he robbed in the middle of the day, like there was sun out, everybody could see you, and there were so many policemen there. We decided not to take his ID and turn him in because, I mean, he's already gone through so much. So yeah, we let him go. I don't think that was the right choice though. I don't think that they should have punched him, but I do know that they should have not let him go because he could easily steal things after that and he deserved to go to jail. In the black plastic bag that I told you guys earlier about, which had the things that he stole from us, had many other items in there. So it was obvious that he stole from previous people as well. And it had like the stupidest things in there. Like I remember seeing pins, like a whole tin of pins. I was so confused. So by the end of the day, our car's window was completely shattered, but we had everything that the guy stole back. And this entire time while I was watching all of that happen, I was just tearing and tearing and tearing. It was crazy. So that was the time a guy robbed our car. And like I have so many more crazy stories. So if you guys want to hear it, let's try to get this video to 64 thumbs up. And if we do, then I will have another story time video for you. Bye bye my P tiers. I'll see you in my next video.